Beautiful people, welcome. Welcome to another Saturday. It's a new day. Oh, a Sunday, my bad. It's another Sunday that you guys are hanging out with me. One second. I don't like that. There we go. It's another Sunday. Hello, hello, folks. I am so excited because I have a special guest. And those that have been hanging out with me for a while, the people that I'm bringing on my channel, they're either supporters financially or they have just been with me since day one. Like my first video, and the guest today, my beautiful guest today, she's been with me since the first video, and she also has land in Ghana. So we're going to get her story. I don't even know her land purchasing story. So this is going to be new to me and to you. But yeah, she has just blessed me over the years with just her encouragement, her participation. Hey, Black Wolf, Ovi, do you? Hello, hello. Yes. And yeah, I'm just excited about today. But some of you guys are. I appreciate everyone DMing me and following up with me regarding the fire in Los Angeles. I do have a quick video because I know that's what you guys want to see. You guys want to see some proof, so I'll share that. Then we'll get into the ad, then appreciation, and then we'll get into our special guest. So this is my current state during the LA fires. I'm about an hour away from the fire. So yeah, thank you guys for reaching out to me and checking. Now available, ebooks and e-workbooks to mentally and emotionally prepare you to visit, repatriate, or buy land in the motherland. And the authentic handmade kente cloth I got from Kumasi, Ghana is now a home decor line made by yours truly. Get a piece of the motherland until you can visit your... To visit my store. I don't know why it cuts off at the end, but here we go, appreciation. Thank you, Team Heart, Angela Adams, so $25 a month. Team Gold, $5 a month. Ayodele Coker just made her own category. BCB and Amazing Amari. And folks, there is no more YouTube membership at the moment. So yes, I don't know if it's going to come back, but I am solely on Patreon for the moment. BCB, what up? And now, community. Thank you to my community spotlight. These are the weekly highlight of the most engaged audience members, including your top commenters. Kwabinya X, Litik Me, Y'all My Savior, Admin, I'm assuming it says Bentley, and Y'all with the 90 comments. I appreciate you guys for engaging with me. Folks, there's so many other channels you can be on and look at and engage with, but you are here with me and contributing and engaging. Thank you. I appreciate that because it's all about engagement, folks. Yes. So let's get into the schedule. Wow. Here's the schedule. We just got done with appreciation and big E, big engagement. 2, talk about the mission, and then we're going to get into it with my special guest. Okay. Here is the new mission of my, well, it's not new anymore. I would say I've been doing this for about 4 months now. The mission of this channel now is to bridge the emotional, educational, and cultural gap when it comes to visiting, repatriating, or doing business in the motherland. So when I first started my channel, it was a vlog channel about my land purchasing process in Ghana. And I documented every step I could to the end. So just a quick story on, if you're new here, for all my newbies, this is why I started my channel. My first video was September 2021. Okay. So the first land purchase was in Gomoa Feta. Okay. The second land purchase was in Salt Pond, which is the beachfront property. Okay. If you're new here, I lived on the beachfront property in a coconut hut for months. Okay. So when I am here talking to you, right, I'm not talking just to talk. Not only have I, purchased land there, I live there. I've built relationships there, and you guys have put me and placed me in high positions in government within Ghana, to where I had some very good old meetings. Okay, and we have made impact, and we're continuing to make impact. And one thing I wanted to say, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Come back, come back. One thing I wanted to say is, I don't know if you guys noticed, but my channel has taken like an unplanned turn once again. And it's becoming, or it is, a community service page. And I didn't realize that until one of my Small But Mighty crew members, he's part of my newsletter, and he replied to me and he was like, "Thank you for your community service." And I was like, I'm serving the community? Like, when I think of community service, I think of like volunteering and cleaning stuff, But yeah, this is really a community service page because we're a community and we have done some stuff together to help each other. Happy New Year, baby T from London. So this is a community page, and folks, the videos I have coming, especially live streaming, you're going to see the power of our community and the impact we have made. Again, there's some stuff I can't talk about yet, but soon I will bring it up. And my videos are getting to the right people. I'm just going to say that, okay? And I just thank you for that. Living off grid on the beach. Yep, that was me. Boom, boom. I need to bring, folks, should I bring those videos back and do like little short videos? I don't know. Maybe I should. But yes, thank you for being with me over the years. This is 2025, folks. Afternoon, Brooklyn OG. We're in 2025 now. Hey, ATM. And we all have our stories. And now I'm going to introduce you to Queen Karen. Karen has been a ride or die. She has been a ride or die for this channel for so long. Boop, boop. There you go. And I am so excited to have her here. Folks, when I tell you, when I first started my journey, she was in my comments just encouraging me and going to war. Because some, people are mean. And so even recently, I remember you commented when my first ebook came out and I made an announcement. And people were like, who are you to write a book? You went in.
I did.
You went in and I didn't have to say a word. I said, ooh, Queen Karen said it all.
Indeed. Because who are you not to write a book is what I'm thinking.
Who are we not? Aren't you writing something too?
I write all the time. Yes, ma'am. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So we're waiting for your book. So everyone, this is Karen. She has a story that we're going to find out today. But first, just tell us where you're from in the States and how did you even get to the idea of land on the motherland?
Oh, my goodness. Well, first, let me just thank you for being so gracious, so lovely, so beautiful. I appreciate you inviting me to share with your community. I am Karen Peters, and I teach at Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. It's a kind of a long, and I don't actually remember all the details of how I got started, but I will say this. I was in graduate school at Florida A&M back in 1998, and we had an internship, and this internship allowed us to go to several places. We could pick one. So I chose Cameroon. I went to Cameroon in 1998, and I wasn't in love at all. I didn't like several things. I just wasn't used to certain things that were there. And I ended up going back again to Tanzania during the middle of COVID. In the middle of COVID, I went in the fall of 2020. And then, well, before that, my husband and my oldest son went to Ghana in 2016. And so all of these trips, there really were not exactly planned trips. These were trips that kind of divinely fell, into our family. And so I think it was in I'm gonna say the fall of 2018 when I started watching videos on YouTube. I don't remember how I started watching. I think I started watching Wodamaya first. And then I started watching some other families. And then in 2020, the fall of 2020, I started watching Leslie Jones. And oh my goodness, I was like, was it 21? It might have been 21.
21, yeah, 2021.
So, okay, so I'm watching videos all the way up. And then in 21, after I got back from Tanzania, I started watching your channel. And I was just so proud of you for taking those leaps and making those pathways, for being a Harriet Tubman, for all of us who are here. Oh, yes, I said it. Yep. I'm putting
Whoa,
yes, yes.
don't make me
Because
cry.
Harriet had to say, I'm going, whether y'all going or not. I'm going to do this coconut hut and I'm going to do all these other things. I'm going to fail and I'm going to win so that you all can walk in my footsteps, because somebody has to do it. So I'm proud of you and I'm thankful for you to do that.
Wow.
So well, I won't say, well, yeah, we're going to fast forward a little bit to me purchasing land in Ghana. So I'm a real estate agent as well. I'm in Florida. And so, real estate is always interesting. Um, Sell houses, y'all. I got my real estate agent license so I could go look in houses without being questioned. I wanted to see what was going on inside
I'm
people.
licensed.
But I am very interested in real estate, and I'm very interested in Black people learning about the appreciability of real estate. And so I do some consulting, and I'm always interested in learning about real estate. So anyway, I thought I would gather up that knowledge with me and start learning about buying in Nairobi and buying in Accra and buying in other places on the continent. So I started with Ghana because I knew of a sister who was married to a Ghanaian, and she was doing the transaction piece of purchasing land. So her husband was in touch with the chief of this land in Shai Hills. And so they were doing the transaction piece. It was seamless, paying for the land. I purchased it sight unseen. I usually don't.
Hold up.
Yeah, yeah.
Stop right there. Okay. So I love this story. So you went to the continent a couple times before Ghana. So well, still haven't been to Ghana. Cameroon was first.
Mm-hmm.
Tanzania was
Mm-hmm.
second, and then your husband and son went to Ghana.
Yes.
Okay. Now, did your husband and son go to Ghana before this connection that you had?
Yes.
Okay,
They
and they
went.
met with her.
They did not. They don't
Okay.
know anything about this lady. They went with another group that has nothing to do with neither of these groups know each other. So my
Okay.
husband and my oldest son went to Ghana, and they stayed in, I want to say, the Volta region. That has nothing to do with where this land is. They didn't know
Mm-hmm.
about the land. They didn't meet the lady who's there, the sister who's there, nothing. But when they came back to the States, my husband said, we should do something in Ghana. We should be over there. And I thought, I don't know, how we gonna work? What we gonna do over there? So I was the one who was very skeptical, at that time. But then as time went on, a couple of years passed, I just started actually realizing that there's a lot going on in the United States, particularly with us in the psychological realm, in the mental realm. This is how I feel. We are in an abusive relationship with America. And we're not going to go nowhere. We're just going to stay in this relationship and just keep being abused. This is my own
Wow.
opinion. These are my thoughts. Not everybody feels the same way. But as I get older, I just see it more and more and more. And so I'm thinking, well, maybe the legacy that I leave for my children should be that, okay, you've grown up here, you know what this is, but go and see how other people do it. Go back to where your folks are from and feel how they live, not just see it, just go and
Mm,
feel how other people live. Feel how it
mm,
is to walk down the street and not wonder, is somebody gonna pull me over and is somebody gonna shoot? Go
mm,
see how it feels to, just not carry that. There's a certain weight. And I don't know if everybody feels it, but I'm 55 and I feel it now. It's heavy. And I'm going, okay, well, the times that I was on the continent, I noticed that I didn't feel the weight. I didn't feel that weight.
ooh. Even in Cameroon, or this is just recently?
Went in Cameroon and I wasn't ready for Cameroon. We have like we have a psychological there's a thing that we have to kind of mitigate. Us Black people from America, we have to
Mhm.
mitigate when we get to the continent
E-
because we're not. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Emotional intelligence.
Yes,
That's where this whole new uh angle of my channel is coming from. It is
indeed.
the emotional, educational, and cultural we
Ye-
that's what we were missing to
Yep.
connect us.
Yes.
And that's
So
why my first okay.
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I get excited. Go ahead.
Okay. And that's why my first trip, I was shocked. I was
Yep.
totally shocked and overwhelmed because I
Hmm.
wasn't EQ ready. I wasn't emotionally and mentally ready. There's no
In,
way at all. Right.
indeed.
I would say I didn't even get comfortable until I would say my third trip because we're programmed already in the States,
Yes.
certain conveniences, certain expectations. And then when I didn't have none of that, I said, ooh, uh-uh. So I had
Hmm.
to grow into it, just like you're saying.
Indeed. And that it is certainly is emotional and it's a spiritual um, pull and push away. So when we go to the continent, we are expecting it to be a certain way. It's kind of like we're expecting it to be the long lost mama and oh, we found each other and we're going to be together forever and kumbaya. And it may not be like that. When you step off that plane, it might not be people playing drums and putting flowers around you, and it may not be that.
I
So,
didn't have it.
it depends on how you set that up before you get
Right,
there.
right.
So, so when I got to Cameroon, for example, I noticed how beautiful the land was, but there was a lot of trash just piled up in the middle of the street, just potato chip bags and plastic bags and diapers and just stuff that's not biodegradable. So what I thought was, wow, nobody cares about the trash. Ain't nobody gonna do anything about all this trash. But what it is American trash or European trash, it's not biodegradable. If I am in Cameroon and I've been drinking from coconuts, or I've been eating from, I don't know, eating with banana leaves because sisters cooked food for us in banana leaves, for
Mhm.
example. I'm used to throwing that banana leaf on the ground and it biodegrades. I'm used to throwing that coconut shell on the ground, it biodegrades. But now, when Americans introduce these potato chip bags and these candy wrappers and these Coca Cola bottles, they're not thinking that this stuff doesn't go back into the earth. It's
Mm,
just trash. It's going to sit there. You know what I mean? So
mhm,
they might not be thinking, well, we need to do something about the trash that's here. Or how about we stop people from sending trash that doesn't biodegrade? But how you gonna stop Coca-Cola from sending Coca-Cola bottles? How you gonna stop plastic water bottles? But anyway, what I'm saying is, yeah, there were some things that I wasn't prepared for. I wasn't used to. Even the power being turned off, for example. Um, I see it now as that's just spirit's way of saying take a break from the electric stuff. Take you a break and go on and receive. This power is off. Go on.
ooh.
Go on, get in the bed, go on, put them candles on, whatever you got to do. You know what I mean? That is Spirit's way of saying you don't need to be in front of electricity, artificial electric, all the doggone time. Black people, you are electric. You are
I
melting. Tap into your electric. So we're going to shut this electric down for a couple. You know what I mean? That's how I'm thinking. I
I
had to start
love that. I love that because I had to live according to the sun in that coconut hut.
indeed.
Period.
That's
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 it.
it.
Because
We
I
saw you
said,
with the little solar panel.
because I was like, I want to experience what the ancestors did as close as possible. I still have my Wi-Fi, okay, but I wanted to experience life the way the ancestors did, and they
Indeed.
lived according to the sun.
Indeed. And that's a beautiful thing. We are not used to it. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie like, oh, I can rough it. I'm telling you, made me so proud when you did that coconut hut. Now, when I went to Cameroon, we stayed in the bush. We didn't have a bathroom and we didn't have a what do you call it? We didn't have a kitchen. We didn't have
Mm,
running water. So we had to do some coconut hut type things. You know what I mean? But we did have a structure. We didn't have, it wasn't just, it was concrete. It was a concrete structure that we stayed in. But I received so happily that you went and did that and stayed on the beach and, was able to absorb all of that ancestral knowledge and tree knowledge that you get from really just living by the sun, for example, living by the earth, living by the natural
mhm.
world.
Yes, yes. Oh, we have some
Yeah,
comments here that I want to address.
mhm,
Hello, we have people from Brazil that just checked in. Black Wolf, he says, unplug from the matrix.
indeed.
That's basically what you're talking about. But Truth Serum, he says, for me, inconsistent electricity is insane. And that's what I'm saying. Everyone has their thing.
Yes, yes.
Everyone, for me, I learned the hard way. I didn't know about Doom Solar, right? So the people that are
Mhm.
new and haven't visited Ghana yet or haven't visited the motherland, these are little things that prepares you so your trip can be worth it and you won't be shocked, right?
Indeed.
Because imagine if you haven't been to Ghana or Cameroon and you don't know about Doom Solar, you're gonna go to Ghana and be mad and then come back to the States saying all this bad stuff. When if you just had a little bit more investigation, right? You will found out, oh, this is a regular thing.
Indeed. And that's why your channel, your videos are so important. That's why we stay tuned. That's why we watch them because we need that information. We don't want to get to the continent and just see all of the majesty and all the, what we think are just the most fantastic things, and not any of the real. These things actually do happen. There's going to be an adjustment period. There's going to be a letting go, especially if you're going and staying for a period of time or even staying forever. There's going to be a letting go of your colonized program because that's what it is
That's
largely.
what it
It's
is.
that program that tells us that we are entitled to have electric all the time, or you're entitled to have hot water all the time, or you're entitled to have whatever it is, American food on the continent. We want to have our Snickers and our whatever, stuffs that we think is a comfort to us here. So, yeah, there's going to be a letting go of many different things, and those are just superficial things. But there's also going to be a gathering of stuff that you may not have realized you could have or do on the continent. I'll give you a super short example. I know people probably want to hear about my land purchase process, but I was walking on the beach in Dar es Salaam. I stayed in Key Gamboni, so that's kind of off the side of Dar es Salaam. And I was walking on the beach by myself. I went by myself, and I was thinking about the jumbo. Have you ever seen those jumbo cowrie shells? They're like 4 or 5. They're huge cowrie shells. And I was just thinking about it. And I stepped, and there was a jumbo cowrie shell under my foot. So it was kind of like what I was thinking was actually coming to reality as I was thinking it. You know what I mean? So anyway,
Mhm.
there's a magic to me. there's a divine magic on about the continent that I love and have loved each time that I've gone, even if I was disappointed with other things. So purchasing the land, that happened in 2023. And so this sister was in Ghana, and I had seen her again on some videos. I'd seen her on some videos. I reached out to her. Um, there was a group on WhatsApp. I think the group is still there. And she explained the process. She explained the cost. I think the plots were at that time 70 by 100, and they're in Shai Hills. So Shai Hills is a animal reserve area.
Mm.
It's very picturesque. It's new, meaning there's not a whole lot of development there yet, but there are some resorts and there are some people who are building where my piece of land is, which is actually my son's. I purchased the land for my son. Mhm.
Ooh, you said so many good things.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so in Shai in Shai Hills, what type of land was it?
So it is residential. They have you can do almost anything with the land there. So my plan though is to make this land. I'm going to build a house on this land, so it's residential. Um, and so I went back and forth with her and with the people in this group, making sure that it was actually legit because we already know there's a lot going on in the world of, you know, I'm gonna just make something up and have you send me some money and buy something that's not real. So I went back and forth with several people in the group, um, and they gave us a payment plan. Made my payments sight unseen, and finally paid it off in like maybe a couple of months, and then the paperwork was sent. Now there is something else that has to happen. My understanding is there's a barcode. Have you heard of that, about the barcode that comes?
So they
Okay.
started that in Greater Accra, like in 20. Well, I first went to Ghana in 2020. It was in the Greater Accra region then. It wasn't
Mhm.
in Central region yet. Now I'm hearing that it's growing. You know, Central region is digitized now. How do I know that? Because of what I went through. But at first it wasn't. So I'm in the middle. I was in the middle of that transition from the barcoding and digitalization.
Got you.
Um, and now, so yes, the transition has happened within the last year from the within the last like year and a half with Central Region. But I do want to
Oh,
acknowledge the old goat. We appreciate. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Told you earlier in the day, I follow your content from the UK. Wishing you all the luck, Les. Thank you so much. Well, that means you are the live stream sponsor, the old goat. So give me a second to add your name so everyone can know that you're blessing me with some moolah, the old goat. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. And you just got here too. You're new.
hmm.
You are new in the game, the old goat. Well, to this channel, not necessarily to YouTube. But thank you. Okay, so the question I wanted to ask you, Karen, Queen
Mhm.
Karen, is was there a lands commission search done
So let me think back.
prior to giving your money?
Yes, I want to say yes. This was a year and a half ago. So I want to say yes, there was. The sister who is the transaction coordinator worked with the brother who does the surveys. Her husband worked with the chief. The chief and the husband worked with Lands Commission. That sounds right. And after we made the payments, they sent the paperwork.
And
Then,
so this is important because what I've been talking about since day one is you want to get your surveyor, survey the land, and do a
Mm-hmm.
lands commission search. Okay. Now, what Queen Karen is saying, she was already connected with the chief and the lady, right? Um, Folks still do it, right? Still do your lands commission search, still do it, right?
Yeah.
Because you want to make sure everything's on point.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, we all have our different journeys, but you want to cover all bases. And in my personal opinion, start with a lawyer. Now that I look back, that lawyer would have been ideal. But
Indeed.
I want to show your paperwork. Can you talk about that legacy? When you mentioned legacy and the land's in your son's name.
Yes. So I wanted them to have the ability to leave here when they finish college. So all three of them, my oldest one just finished. He graduated last month, and I have two more who are in college. When they get done doing what they're doing here, I really would be all right with them leaving right now, but they're finishing college. But when they leave, when they finish college, I wanted them to know that they can go somewhere else. They don't have to stay. They should travel.
Mm.
The oldest one has been to Ghana. The youngest two have been to Nairobi. And so when we finished buying the land and they sent the paperwork, we presented it to my oldest son on his 21st birthday. And he's not a crier, but that really did bring tears to his eyes because he does see himself having a future in Ghana. He does see himself
Which one is his
being,
name? Is it Bakari?
yeah,
Which one is his name?
Bakari is my oldest. And yeah, it touched him. I didn't realize it was going to touch him in that way, but he definitely
Wow.
does see himself doing things there. And what I want to do for them is to leave this legacy for them to be able to go and have a place to stay when they leave here, if they leave here. So
Wow.
yes, indeed. And my plan
What?
is to do. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I get excited.
No. I, I was just saying, what a moment that has to be. That was with your family. Because the whole
Yes, yes,
concept of legacy was the reason why I initially went out there. And so for you
indeed.
to say that and have
Hmm.
your indenture in their name,
Yes,
folks, that's a dream for a lot of our ancestors, to be honest.
yes,
For them
indeed.
to come back, that was always their initiative to come back. It wasn't their initiative to stay over there or here
Yes,
where we're at right
yes. And that's what I think about. That's why, like I said, Leslie, your channel is so important because they want to go back too. And the way they go back is through us. We have to return. You may not stay forever, but at least go and put your feet and go let your ancestors feel that wind in their hair. Go let your
Mm,
ancestors feel the water and feel the energy that's there, feel the sunlight that's there. Because it hit a little different. I'm in Florida, you're in California. We both have sun in our state. It
right.
just hit a little bit different, a lot different to me,
Hmm.
continent, versus here. And so to be able to do that for them has been amazing. I plan to do more. I plan to purchase more. Uh,
Were you
there
doing something in Nigeria at one point?
So I wasn't. I wasn't. I didn't have. I'm trying to remember what did I think of doing in Nigeria. I wanted to do something in Nairobi. I wanted to do something in Nairobi, but not so much Nigeria. I'm very
Mm,
interested in seeing Nigeria, but I didn't have plans of doing anything there.
okay. Well, one
Yes.
thing I would love to know is,
Mhm.
have you submitted your indentures to the Lands Commission for your deed?
Okay, so I have not. I have not been to Ghana. My plan is to go either in the spring or in the summer. I expect there to be some hurdles, possible hurdles. Because even I've developed land here in the States, and there were hurdles. There were there were scams. There were crazy things happening with developing land here. So I don't expect everything to be 100% smooth. Um, but I do plan to have things taken care of well when I get there
Mhm.
in in
We're
the
gonna see
summer.
another side of Karen if it's not.
Yes, but I'm patient too, and I understand everything doesn't go as planned, but I don't want to lose money. I don't want to tell people, go ahead and buy in Shai Hills because I need to go through that entire process first. So I hope, Leslie, that you'll invite me back after I've done that part.
Oh
I,
yes.
I do have an architect who I'm working with. There are people who have built, and they're at the punch list point, meaning they're finishing up their house, who are out there in Shai Hills. So they were able to do that part that you're mentioning, um, the lands commission and that piece. So
Now, has your son and your husband been to the land that you guys
no,
purchased? Also,
this is
no one has.
unseen.
Ooh, risky.
It is sight unseen, baby.
We're definitely gonna follow up on your
Yes,
story to
yes,
see, because
yes, indeed,
this, it might be a trilogy.
indeed. We're gonna see how this works, how this goes. But as I mentioned, I communicate regularly with the people who have built, and they're done. They're at the end of the building process. So something worked for them, and we all purchased around the same time. So there's several
Mm,
people who have purchased. Most have not started building, but there are a few who have.
awesome. Well, oh yes, I'm excited to see,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of people within the small but mighty crew that
Hmm.
are exactly where I am,
Uh-huh.
or like a little bit ahead or a little bit behind. But we're kind of all in this same space because we all
Yeah,
started when I started my channel, a lot of people started their research journey. So they
indeed.
were looking at my journey. They either purchased or not, or they're about to purchase. But there's some people right now watching. We're all waiting to get our certificates. And when we
Oh,
do, oh my God, I'm interviewing every single person in my community that was with me from the beginning, and then we all got our indentures. Can you imagine that live stream?
indeed. Oh my goodness. That would be so, so beautiful. And I'm an open book. I do not gatekeep information, the cost of it, all of that stuff. I'm open to share all of that stuff. I
Mhm.
encourage people to go on YouTube and look at Shai Hills. Just go look and see. It's not near the water. Like I said, it's very much it's in the bush, what we call the
Is
bush.
it gated?
So the people who are building homes are gating their homes. They're putting gates around their homes, but it is raw land. It is not developed just yet. So it's not like a subdivision here where they would gate it
Mm.
all off, you know what I mean? And then people will build within. Um, I would love to be able to develop something like that, that is kind of like a subdivision, but that where the land that where I purchased is not a gated community like you would
Mhm.
see, you know, in a subdivision here, or even there, in like they have them over there as well.
Right, right. Wow. Okay, so the next time you're going is, well, the first time you're going is spring of this year.
Yes, and it may
What's the
it depends. I'm sorry. Go
Okay.
ahead.
I was gonna say, what's the first thing you're gonna do once you land?
Probably get some vegan Ghanaian food, some vegetables and some fruit, and some
Oh,
coconut water.
you're vegan.
Yes,
How long have
yes.
you been vegan?
Oh my goodness, since April of 2017. Yeah,
Mm.
some
I think
pineapple.
we all just attracted each other like in 2021. Because I'm
Mhm.
not vegan anymore, but that was my lifestyle for 5 years. So I just love
Yes,
seeing all of us just naturally, organically come together.
indeed, indeed.
This is
Well, that's a whole nother channel. I don't like to call myself vegan. What I say is I attempt to eat more life, more living food. So,
Mhm.
if that's vegan is the term we're using, then so be it. But yes, I plan to go in the spring. or early summer. I have a
Mhm.
problem with time though, Leslie. I really have to work
What?
on. Yes. Oh, I have to psych myself. I have to do a bunch of things before I can fly. Yes.
You can be
And
all
I
drugged up,
to pay
Benadryl.
people to fly with me.
Oh my! You have this story is going to be climactic because this risky. There's a lot of risk in your story. But
Yes.
if you want to report it, then we're gonna get the story. Now I know
Indeed.
you mentioned you're open and sharing the cost of it and everything. So how much did you? How many plots did you buy, and what did you pay per plot?
So I bought one. I was thinking, oh, let me go and buy one. No, no, no. Let me buy one and let me see how this one goes. The cost for that one, it is a 70 by 100 and it is 3,300 US.
Hmm.
There is another group that is selling lots in that area for a little bit less. You do have to buy um, them in increments of two. Uh, but yes, I decided to buy the one and see how that goes. After that goes well, I will consider doing more out there.
When you say see how it goes, what are you looking for before you buy
So
more?
I want to see how the building process goes because I want to do something eco um, friendly. I want to do a rammed earth home or at least something with the vernacular materials, with the flooring and the all of that stuff. I would like it to come from the land, if that's possible. So once I see that that is successful meaning I took some keys, I opened my door, and when I opened the door, myself and my sons and my husband went, "Ooh, I love it." When I hear that and we good and all the processes went and the money was fine and we didn't have too many hiccups, then I will consider doing more.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah.
you know me, Queen Karen. I want you to get that land certificate or deed.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
already know how. You already know what's on my mind. I'm like,
Yes. Oh yeah, I'm like that
it's the
too. I'm
deed.
smiling and laughing, but yeah. We real estate agents, so yes, indeed, that's what we want to see
Hmm.
before. So I'll
Ooh.
definitely let you know. I'll keep you posted.
Hmm. You might
Hmm.
be the you part two of a vlog. You might be the like. Okay, Leslie's vlog was first. Now we're gonna do Karen's vlog.
Indeed, I'm looking forward to it. Hmm.
Okay, so folks, we're at 42 minutes. I'm just thank you so much for your time, Karen. Thank you so much for your support over the years. I mean, you guys don't understand how much you guys have elevated me and inspired me to keep on going. And I appreciate you guys. And that's why I wanted to I'm gonna start doing these live streams with you, with my
Yeah.
small but mighty crew, because everyone needs to know who you are, your journeys, because we're all trying to help each other. Like you said at the beginning, if we don't put the footsteps in the ground to go, who's going to do it? How are we going to know?
Yes.
Right? Because there's a certain there's the rose colored glasses, right, that are being portrayed, but then there's reality.
Yes.
And so if you're going to be mad at reality, you just have to be mad because the reality is the truth. Right? We need
Yep.
the truth.
Mm-hmm.
We need
So
the truth.
understood. Fully
And
understood.
I'm glad that there's organizations and businesses popping up and getting better in Ghana, but it's not the pace we need, right? And so until that bridge is gapped, channels like mine, Authentic African, it's gonna have to be the bridge until then.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what it is.
Indeed.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
once again, thank you. I don't know if I want to do. You want to do questions? Are you in the mood for questions? Because people can be hard. I'm just letting you know.
For me, I
Yeah,
thought
for you.
yes, I don't mind doing questions. I thought I overstepped the time and
Oh,
talked too.
not at all. Not at all.
But
So,
yes,
folks, if you have questions, put it in the chat, and we'll probably do questions for about 5 minutes, and then we'll close it out. Because my goal is to respect her time, and I'm going to stick to that because we got things to do today on a Sunday.
Yeah, understood.
So let me go to the captions, and next are the follow up. Have your husband and your son.
Oh yes, that would be amazing. Oh yes, that would be great. That would be great.
That
They
will be awesome.
they had quite the experience in Ghana. Hmm.
Okay, well, I don't see any questions in the chat yet.
Okay, I
So,
guess I
hey,
can talking.
we can move on with our Sunday.
Okay,
But definitely,
right.
folks, like, share, subscribe, and once again, thank you to the stream sponsor, the Old Goat. We appreciate you. Thank you, Karen, for sharing your story. And
Thank
folks,
you.
do your due diligence. Do your due
Yes,
diligence.
yes,
And we're gonna
indeed.
find out how Karen's story begins. Actually,
Yes,
I was gonna say end, but it's really beginning.
yes, ma'am.
And just
Okay.
know, if you're part of the small but mighty crew and you've been with me for a while or you've been supporting me financially for a while, I want to know your story. Collaboration with Leslie on this project possible? Oh, I don't understand. Hold on, we have a question that just came through. 1 second. Collaboration with Leslie on this project possible? So
Hmm.
your project, have you started building yet, Karen?
Me, I have not. I am the architect. As you know, the architect has to do. Well, first this deed piece has to be finalized, but the architect will draw plans, and the contractor and architect will start working together. And as soon as that, all of that takes place, which could be months, then we will start to build. I was mentioning that
Well, so
someone
you're
there are building who are building.
so you're not building until you get your deed. Is that what you just said?
That's the way we do it here. I don't know how they do it there.
That's what I'm saying. That's what why my both lands are bare. Because I don't got my deed. That was always part of my plan. I said until
Yep.
I get my paperwork. I built the wall to prevent encroachment, but I'm like
Yeah,
until I get that paperwork, nothing's going up. Nothing's
indeed.
going up.
But like I said, I am in touch with people in the group who have lots by my lot, and they are finishing their build. The same group, same people, the same transition person.
So
So I'm hoping.
oh, go ahead. BCB says, did you go through Sister Ya? I don't know who that is. Do you know who that is?
So yes, I did.
Okay. Folks, I don't know who that is, so I can't elaborate on it. But yes, you are right. BCB. I guess it's a community, a big, there's a lot of communities that started years ago. Some of
Hmm.
them didn't work out, like the community I was part of. Woo! Wow.
Hmm.
What a train wreck. Okay. Now I'm hearing that American couple witness protection program. Okay. They don't come out in the light. Okay.
What?
From what I heard they don't come out in public anymore. Cause that's embarrassing. That's a lot
Oh,
of people. Yeah, that's a lot of people they led. A lot of people
you know
money
what?
wasted. You
There
know.
was a couple. I told you I was binge watching some videos between 2018 and all the way up until around when your video. I really just stopped watching all of those and just focused in on yours and maybe one or two others. Um, yeah, yes, there
So
was a
be
couple.
careful, folks. I know
Indeed,
the
indeed.
main reason I wanted Karen on here was to tell the beginning of her journey because a lot of my page is for the beginning.
Yes,
When you're excited and emotionally imbalanced and you're in a rush and you think you got to leave the states, President 47, like
yes,
you
yes.
don't need to be in a rush. Do
Right.
your due diligence. Learn
Yes.
from my experience. Visit first, right? Visit first, become a voyager, then repatriate. Like understand the spirit of the place. Now everyone has different situations, right? But one thing I am proud of you with, Karen, is you said you're not building until you get your deed. There's people building and got nothing. Their indentures ain't right, and I've talked about that several times. Okay, and at the end of the day, we can do what we want. So if we want to take the more the risky route, fine, right? Like whatever. We can do what we want, right? But
No.
you just gotta pay the price for doing what we want to.
No, we're not gonna start build. That doesn't even feel like wise. I'm not gonna build on something without, I don't know. That's just we don't do that here, and I'm definitely not gonna do it there. I don't have boots on the ground. I have people that I know who were there, but I didn't hook up with, they're not family members. These are people that I've met via YouTube and groups. So.
BCB said the problem is you both do and don't want to rush. Price is going up.
Yeah. You know what the thing is? The way I do it is in divine. So the Most High is guiding this process. The Most High is going to guide this process. There may be some bumps in the road. Prices are going up, but we can't move in fear. We have to move in awareness. We have to move in awareness, not let me buy it up because prices are going up. We got to be clear and paperwork got to be in.
Paperwork. And I've never heard anyone say that before. We do not operate in fear, but we should operate in awareness. Ooh, that's good.
Yes.
Oh, so I like this. What someone said, pro woman. Sister Ya is an American attorney married to a Ghanaian. She's a credible land broker there in Ghana. I think someone asked about that. Someone said that you need a lawyer. Well,
she is. I went through her. I did go through her.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, if you're connected with the right people, it will work out. If you are not connected with the right people, it will not work out. It doesn't even matter if you go through the protocol like I did. If you can go through protocol, and if you still do not know the right people, don't matter. You will be halted in your journey, which is where I am with the first land. And so we're hoping. I asked the community yesterday through my newsletter, when do they think I'll get the deed to the beachfront? One said June. I'm like, ooh, I hope it's before that. That will almost be 4 years for a deed. Isn't that crazy?
Oh my.
But it is what it is.
Yes.
It is what it is. All righty, Karen, do you have anything last minute advice or words of inspiration or whatever's on your heart to share with a small but mighty crew?
I have talked so much. I just, again, just so thankful, Leslie, for your courage, you understand, and for your faith and for your willingness to share. You are doing community service because we are all trying to do what you did. So we're walking in your footsteps.
Wow.
And appreciate it. I'm gonna speak for the whole community. We appreciate you doing it.
Oh, that means so much to me. It really does. And you know what? I'm here. I'm too deep to turn around.
We going forward now. The baby is on the way.
It has, what's it called? Breach the, I don't know. I've never had kids. I don't know the terminology. Yeah, it came through. We can see the head.
Yes.
It's budding. Is that the right word? Budding? Or is that for a flower?
That's what we use that. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Oh my, this was such a treat. Thank you everyone that participated. We got up to like 50 people. So people wanted to know your story, Karen.
Oh, okay. And we got to finish it though. Because I want y'all to see it. I want y'all to see what happens with me all the way through. All the way through.
Yes. So we're going to definitely come back to follow up on your journey. There's other people literally in the chat. We got to follow up with their journey too. So I'm telling you, the Small but Mighty crew, we're going to be a crew with some documents and some deeds and some land certificates. And it's going to be a beautiful thing.
Indeed.
All righty, Queen. Thank you so much for your time. Don't log off yet. I'm just going to close the chat, but then we can still talk afterwards for a little bit. Okay. All righty, folks. Bye-bye. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
All right. Thank you.